If your teen is studying by rereading their notes, highlighting chapters, or watching the same video again, they're working hard but not smart. Today, we'll show you what actually works and how you can help them make the switch. Welcome back to How Learning Works, the series that helps parents understand what really works for learning and what doesn't. In this episode, we're diving into one of the most common and misleading study habits, rereading. And we'll introduce a strategy that brain science says works far better, retrieval practice. Let's start with something familiar. Your teen sits at the kitchen table, textbook open, highlighter in hand. They're scanning the same paragraph for the third time. To you, it looks like studying. To them, it feels like studying, but what's really happening in the brain? Rereading feels productive, the words look familiar, the page lights up with color. Your teen might even say, "I've reviewed everything. I feel good about it." But here's the trap. Familiarity isn't understanding, and it definitely isn't memory. And it isn't just a theory, it's backed by science. In a major study led by researcher John Dunlosky, scientists compared 10 popular study strategies. The results? Rereading and highlighting were rated among the least effective. They felt good, but they didn't lead to long-term retention. Meanwhile, retrieval practice, quizzing yourself, pulling from memory, was rated one of the most powerful tools a student can use. So, while your teen may feel confident highlighting a page, the science says if they're not recalling it, they're not retaining it. This is called the fluency illusion, the false sense of mastery that comes from seeing something repeatedly without having to actually recall it. It's like staring at a map without ever practicing the route. So, when test day comes and your teen is asked to apply that information, their brain draws a blank. Why? Because it was never truly encoded through effort. Here's the good news. There's a simple shift that can make all the difference. It's called retrieval practice, and it doesn't take more time, just a different approach. Retrieval practice flips the process. Instead of reviewing the material again and again, students try to pull it from memory before looking it up. That mental struggle, it's what strengthens the memory. Why does it work? Because the brain treats effort like a signal. When something's hard to remember, the brain says, this must be important, keep it. It's like tagging a file high priority in your brain's memory system. Think of it this way. If rereading is like watching someone else cook a meal, retrieval is getting into the kitchen and making it yourself. It might be messier, it might take more focus, but by the end, you'll know how to do it. And research backs this up. In one study, students who read once and practiced retrieval remembered 50% more than those who reread multiple times. Same time, better results. And it's not just about grades. Students who use retrieval practice feel more confident. They don't just recognize content, they can use it, explain it, and apply it under pressure. So, what does retrieval practice look like at home? Here are 3 easy ways to help your teen get started. First, cover and recall. After reading a section, have them close the book and explain it, out loud or on paper without looking. If they get it wrong, that's okay. The brain learns by correcting those gaps. Second, use flashcards actively. Flipping a card and saying got it isn't enough. Encourage them to explain the answer, apply it, or use it in a sentence. That effort locks it in. Third, talk it out. Ask them to explain what they're learning to you, even if you don't know the topic. You can ask, why does that happen? Or, how does this connect with what you've learned before? That back to forth builds deep understanding. Worried you don't know the subject? No problem. You don't need to be a tutor, just a curious listener. That alone activates something called the protege effect. Students retain more when they know they'll have to teach it to someone else later. Let's zoom out for a moment. Why do students stick with rereading even when it doesn't work? Because it's familiar. It feels smooth. And when they're tired or overwhelmed, comfort wins. But learning isn't about comfort, it's about getting the brain to work. That's where you come in. Shift the conversation from time spent to method used. Instead of, did you study? Ask them, how did you study? Or what did you quiz yourself on? These small changes in how we talk about learning can change how students approach it. Let's also be honest. Retrieval practice is harder. It feels slower, less smooth, but that's exactly how it works and why it works. Want a real-world tip? Start a weekly recall session. Pick one night a week, say Thursday before a quiz or Sunday night. Have your team spend 15 minutes trying to recall last week's material from memory. Flashcards, paper, voice notes, whatever works. And combine spacing with retrieval. Short bursts over a few days, not cramming, leads to deeper memory. Spacing plus retrieval equals memory that sticks. Keep it low pressure. Ask, what did you learn today that surprised you? Or, what stuck from this week? These casual prompts build the habit without stress. Here's the powerful shift. When students get comfortable not knowing right away, they stop fearing the pause. They learn to sit with the struggle and come out stronger. As a parent, your job isn't to eliminate the challenge, it's to normalize the effort. To help your teens see, I can't remember this time now isn't failure, it's the first step in the real learning. So if your teen is still highlighting every paragraph, try one new strategy this week. Cover and recall, talk it out, quiz, don't review, then build from there. Let's recap. Rereading feels good, but it's not real learning. Retrieval practice builds memory by using memory. Small shifts, like self-quizzing or explaining it out loud, makes a big difference. Parents don't need to be experts, just encouragers of the right habits. In our next episode, we'll tackle cramming, why it feels productive but usually fails, and how a smarter, less stressful approach called spacing can change everything. But for now, here's your challenge. Help your teen stop rereading and start retrieving. Even once this week, because when students learn with their brains, not just their eyes, everything changes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more science-backed strategies that help your teen learn smarter, not just harder. And if you found this helpful, share it with another parent. Let's build a better way to learn together.